Welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome. Good to have you with us. So good to have you here today. Thanks for tuning in to Rainbow Soul. I believe I see Suzanne Paul and Shaylin um, on my page. So I just wanted to say hello to them as well. And hi, Shaylin. And hi, Suzanne. Glad you're watching. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, look, it is showing up now. Okay, great. And it's good to have you here. And we love doing these lives. We love to come live and answer your questions or do whatever it is. Answer whatever questions you might be interested in asking. And the thing is that astrology is a big subject. It covers a lot of different things. And being an experienced psychic, I will say for me, it's been the most accurate thing I've ever used. I mean, tarot's pretty good. Mediumship is pretty good. And intuition, great stuff. I'm not saying that stuff is not valid because it is. But astrology, especially combined with your intuition, is particularly accurate. It has been more accurate for my life than anything. And I think Bright Hawk feels the same way. Like, I mean, we always say we can't imagine what you would do without astrology.
We started studying astrology intensely and taking so many classes online during the pandemic because honestly, I don't know how anybody navigated that without knowing some astrology because there was so much that astrology explained about the times we were in and why and how. And it felt so reassuring and validating, like, you're not crazy, which is always a nice thing to know and hear.
Right.
And, and of course, what I always stress and emphasize with folks is that astrology begins with you, helps you understand you better. And one of the metaphors that I always use is the first astrology reading I had. And of course, so many of us come to astrology in our 20s as we approach or at Saturn return at 28 to 20, between 28 and 30, we all have a Saturn return. We've talked about it a lot. It's vital time to gather more information about, wait a minute, I'm here for a reason. What am I supposed to be doing? And
Yeah.
this is why we've said so many times, imagine if someone helped you out in high school when you're struggling with who am I and what am I supposed to do and why am I this way? And, it helps us understand literally our freckles, our spots. I felt like I had parts of me that I kept trying to change and then had an astrology reading and went, oh, so this spot that I've been trying to rub out, that's actually exactly who I'm supposed to be. Like, okay, I guess it's time to accept that and learn how to work with it, learn how to ride it, learn how to, you know, do your life in a good way. And the more you
Mm.
understand about yourself, the more you understand about your chart. And then, of course, from yourself, beginning to understand your place in the world and how all of these things are constantly changing. Sure, you can live life without astrology. Sure, you could live life without really thinking about your purpose. But those of us who are a little more interested in knowing more details, it's a fantastic gift to yourself. So if you want to get a reading, have more information, get a little sample of what we're talking about, we're happy to be helpful and do that. Oh, thanks, Suzanne. Paula, so you pulling
Right.
up that chart?
Not yet. I just seen it. Do you want to put it up or
Do
do
you
you
want
want
me
me
to?
to?
Sure.
Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I'll do that. And then
I
you
wanted
can.
to add that just recently I actually see a client that her parents always went for astrology readings. Looks like Suzanne might have typed something wrong. Um,
Oh,
and um, and they always took her
okay.
to astrology readings, so she kind of grew up with astrology, but her parents aren't astrologers or anything. And they had a favorite astrologer, but now she's an adult. And then it looks like she got her birthday wrong. You got it now.
Okay, got it.
And so anyway, the she's now in her Saturn returns, right? So she was like, Hollis, I keep coming back to you like every couple months. And I'm like, well, that's because you're in your Saturn returns and this is normal. And we decided to just do some coaching. So I have coaching packages where you can buy a whole package. Um the My June special is ending, where you can get 50% off, sorry, where you get a free reading. Pretty much you get a free astrology or any kind of reading you want. There's a code if you join Mystics Academy this month. um um and so if you join Mystics Academy this month, you get a free reading. Okay. But she also joined, and she has the coupon for the package, and the coaching package. She saves money on a coaching package. And then she can very easily come to me, maybe 4 times during, every couple of weeks, so that she can tap into that Saturn returns. I mean, we're constantly navigating exactly how that's showing up for her, exactly what it's showing up in her chart, how it's showing up in her day-to-day life. And because Saturn kind of turns everything on its head. It's not just whatever house it's in. I mean, that will be its big emphasis, but it will often change relationships for you. It will often change, not only maybe who you're dating, or even your other personal relationships, like family members or siblings or anything like that, friends. It will usually also change your interests and maybe even your career. So there's a lot to change in the Saturn returns. So it's a very important time. So if you happen to be going through your Saturn, you have Saturn in Aries, and you're somewhere around 27, 28, 29, 30. Astrology reading, now's the time. And there's just a couple more days left of June. So you got one more week to join. Get a free reading. You get a free reading with me if you join Mystics Academy today or sometime before June 30th. Otherwise, the code expires. So
Okay, Suzanne, are you ready?
mhm, let's go. Can you share it?
Yep, we figured it out. Okay. Well, the first most obvious thing is, of course, that Suzanne is Libra sun and has a stellium, which is 3 items or more in Libra. There's Pluto and the North Node, all in the 11th house. And the 11th house speaks to um, friends, people who influence us, things of that nature. You have Uranus on your ascendant, which is definitely going to make you feel like the weird one. Hollis can talk to that big time. In
No,
Scorpio. Don't you
Scorpio.
have that same placement?
Yeah, but
Or
much
Virgo,
closer.
sorry, in Virgo.
No, no,
No,
hers is
Scorpio. I was
Scorpio.
right. Sorry.
Yeah,
I missed that.
yeah. The thing is that mine's a lot closer. So hers isn't quite on the ascendants. It's like 5 degrees away. You can see that Uranus there is in blue. It's in Scorpio. The ascendant is on the left. That's the arrow that's pointing to the left there. That's your ascendant, or also known as your rising sign. And that blue mark there is Scorpio. So that's where Scorpio is, and it's at 14 degrees. So your ascendant's at 14 degrees Scorpio. And your Uranus there is on your rising, but it's still in the 12th house. You probably don't recognize your weirdness too much, but it will come across like this at this point in your life. You probably at least notice, Suzanne, that you do things a little differently. And sometimes people are intimidated by that. Your integrity is incredibly intense. And sometimes you probably feel like you are more intense than the average person. In fact, this can sometimes be pretty traumatizing in a way, or hard to like live with or accept over time. Eventually, you would learn to accept it. It is in opposition to Chiron in the sixth house. So I'm imagining that your day to day life, maybe you're completely unawares of it, or you've probably become more aware of it as you've gotten older, is what I would guess. Because, um, you know, these are things that you become aware of. So, Uranus, and there's a whole lot more I can say about your life path and spirituality and things of that nature. Psychic, 12th house is also psychic. So, psychic abilities are important there.
And you have a great psychic Pisces moon right there. You in the fourth house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With
And
Saturn.
the other thing I'm noting, Chiron is in Taurus, and Chiron, I'll just put up quickly the transits. Chiron is going to be has moved into Taurus, and you see it's going to be passing right over your placement there in the sixth house. And the sixth house is the house of daily living, daily practices, health and well-being, things of that nature. So pay attention to your health.
Suzanne, I wonder what's going on in the is someone from the past, maybe a romantic relationship, or maybe something to do with a male child or something like that, because Saturn, see how Saturn's on her south node?
Yep.
And
I
the
was
fifth
just
house
looking
is
at that.
either
Mhm.
fun, creative endeavors, children, or romantic partners. Are you dating someone, or is there something going on with someone from the past? My ex
Yeah.
is a male child. Oh, we just broke up. Okay. Of course, Suzanne. Well, you can see there, if you see on the outer circle is the current transits, and you can see that Saturn is on your south node. So I want to say that your breakup with him was meant to be. It was actually from a past life.
Oh, yeah.
And so you've finished your contract with him. So I want to just say you are done. You have completed your contract. Congratulations. It is complete. And I would say that your life is about to change. And things are about to shift. But I just wanted you to know that, and you're probably going to find a lot of healing coming up soon. So, I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that we could talk about, but I just wanted to point that out because that feels like the strongest thing in your chart in the moment. There's some pretty strong stuff, but we have to take our time. We have other people also asking. Sammy says B also asked a question. So, okay.
Okay.
So Suzanne, so I think your chart has lots to say, that's for sure. Gave away your breakup pretty quick there.
All right.
Yeah, I bet you
So
can feel a healing because Chiron is you're having a Chiron return. So there could be other wounds that come up in like this coming like next 8 years, I would say, but I'm just gonna say that some of it could be intense, but you'll find healing eventually for it. So, you know, that's that Chiron returns is not always easy. I'm finishing mine right now, and I would just say, yeah, it's not easy. So Sammy says bye. 10/11/94. I already have it.
oh, okay. While you bring up the chart you already have, I was gonna bring up uh uh cast the chart for Shaylin. So
Oh, okay.
you
Okay.
you can speak to Sammy and
Mhm.
I'll pull up Shaylin. So Shaylin, hang in with us and I'll work on yours next. Go ahead, Hollis.
So it's funny, Sammy, you're from New York and you live in Denver. We just really relocated
Oh,
from
wow.
The Rocky Mountains to upstate New York. Um, where I can find community in this life or purpose, what to lean into. Okay, well, let me just say I am
Mm.
aware that Denver and Colorado in general, for some reason that I cannot explain, maybe it's like the far expanses of the land there, or it's just the way the community is. Maybe it's the wild, wild west. I don't know. But Bright Hawk and I, the one thing that we noticed is that it's a little bit harder to tap into community out there, particularly if you're used to the Eastern Shore, East Coast, New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. All of those places tend to have a stronger community for some reason. And then when you get to Denver, it can sometimes feel a little spotty, or harder to grasp. So I just want to say that I am not doing astrocartography in this moment here and now. But um, well, you're spiritual. You need to be you need to be working on your spirituality. So that's probably why you're in Denver. That's probably why you're in Colorado.
Oh,
Um, so working on that would be would be helpful. Paying attention to I gotta take down this banner because I currently can't see the bottom half of that chart. There we go. And I would say that you have a lot. You have one, two, three, four, five major placements in Scorpio plus two minor placements. That's a lot. And it's all in your first house, Sammy. So this is a lot of intensity. This is the way you speak is intense, the way you live is intense, big intense. And you probably feel more intense than most people you know. You experience life and death differently, and it can kind of feel a little yeah, it's just kind of you have a lot going on inside, particularly around spirituality and what in your belief systems, your higher learning. I would say really to if it, I would lean deeply into some sort of tai chi, qigong, or yoga, and especially because um, some sort of individual sport and learning to love yourself. You have all of this at the top of the chart here, um, which is like let me just point at this stuff up here. Pretty sure you can see me pointing at it.
yep.
Yeah. So that's Ceres. This is how do you take care of yourself. And this is Mars. And these together here are speaking to how you love yourself. And it's in Leo. And Leo is very focused on self. And it's at the top of your chart. So this is your MC, what you put out in the world. And over here is more like your career. And it doesn't mean that there's nothing in your career. That's no. But this is like more important. So like your spirituality and your wisdom are the most important. But then also because of all of this here in Scorpio, this also speaks to your identity. And so you have a lot of identity shifts going on a regular basis and transformation happening, lots of ordeals. So if you're in the in between ordeals, try not to get bored. Try to enjoy the break. um and as far as community goes, you both of your houses of community are earth signs. So
Mm,
yeah, I have to point you to earth-based groups, particularly um um like farm communities. Have you
mm,
gotten involved in any farming out there in Denver? At like
mm.
farmers markets or um
So this is, can I just jump in a little
yeah,
bit as a
uh-huh. Go.
Colorado, the Colorado perspective? Um, I moved to Colorado in 98, and obviously we left last year, the end of last year, 2025, winter solstice, like right after my birthday. And one of the things I've noticed, and I've had other people reflect to me as well, and I believe it's the Rockies. That Colorado has a way of calling people in. Like, we don't necessarily, it may not have ever been on your list, or I want to live there or whatever, but all of a sudden you find yourself in Colorado or completely drawn to it in a way that's like, I'm supposed to be here. And you probably are. It has that way. And then I'm not the only one who has said this. Like, it's profound, it's beautiful, and when you're done, it kicks you out. It just pops you back out. And literally, we went from absolutely adoring being there to, oh my God, we have to leave now. And it just happened really fast. And I'm grateful that we had this good sense to try to pay attention to what the vibes were, instead of, for me, getting stuck in, no, this, I love this place and I have to be here. It was like, your time here is done. Good job on manifesting this. And now it's time for you to go manifest your life somewhere else. So I want to honor that if you're feeling drawn and called to Colorado, it has that way of bringing us to, helping us learn and experience ourselves in a different way. Those mountains are magical, and that place is
Mhm.
really incredible. There is, a lot the state has to offer. And I wish you the very best. And I find it ironic that you're, going between the two states that we have, just lived in and are currently living in. So wishing you all the very, very best with that.
Yeah,
And
Sammy, I think your Sammy said that that makes so much sense to them, and that they felt a push out 3 years ago, and that's when I started a job out of New York. And what I also wanted to say is Sammy's been volunteered at a wildlife bird sanctuary. Yeah.
oh,
And
neat.
I would do that kind of thing, Sammy. Anything that has to do with the earth. That's why I suggested like farming, also like a hiking group, lots of those out there. Any kind of thing that gets you outdoors and with the earth. Because you both Virgo and Capricorn are very grounded with, so you want to think earthy things. Also, you got Taurus on the descendant. So this is going to make you very interested in earthy things. So when you say earthy, you want to think about um like food or um like trees and gardening or anything like that you're interested in, hiking, going up into the mountain, into nature. That's really going to be um oh, scared of bees and bugs. Well, maybe you go to some sort of community that has um something to help you. And here's a little tip. Go to the altitude. There's not so many bees and bugs up there. If
That's
you
true.
go up to the top of the mountain, they it's harder for them to fly up there. So there's a lot less bugs up there, even mosquitoes. I mean, you'll see a couple, but not a lot. And you won't see much bugs up there. Hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the things I loved about living at altitude. I was like, oh, this is great. There's so much less pestiness, pesky pests. Yeah.
Yeah, and try to maybe face that fear, Sammy. You're capable of transforming yourself. So, try to go on some hiking groups. And one of the best ways I find to transform a fear, especially of something like that, like bugs and bees and such, is to educate yourself, to learn as much about them as you possibly can. Okay. Um,
So, Shaylin, are you still with us? Because we could take a dip into Shaylin's chart next. And I'd love to just get a quick confirmation that you're still here.
Welcome, Hannah. Good to see you.
Hi.
In fact, Sammy, Hannah lives in Colorado, and I think Hannah, you guys might decide to like hit each other up. I think Hannah is always looking to go hiking. Look, I'm gonna like play hookup now with you guys. Um,
Oh, good, Shaylin.
Hannah,
Great.
Hannah and Sammy should text each other. And Hannah will help you get over those bugs and take you out hiking and maybe ATV or something like that. You guys have a great time together. Mhm, mhm.
All right. That makes me happy. Have a good time there.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, they're both in
Shaylin.
Colorado.
Beautiful. Oh, look at this. Well, obviously, you probably know that you have Virgo, a Virgo sun, a bright Virgo sun because it's in the first house, and our first house is identity. And of course, the sun makes everything brighter. And um, your Virgo sun is, um, well aspected, trining Uranus and Neptune. So, once again, remember Uranus is our weird sign. It's how we're different from other people. So, you might have been the different one in your family. Fifth house has children and family. Uh, so, what I find interesting is there's little clusters in your chart. So, um, you have a 12th house stellium, but it is an intercepted house, is what we call that. So you have Cancer moon. So you really want to do yourself a favor and get yourself a moon app. You're not moody. You're not crazy. Your disposition will change with the moon. So I'm just going to pop up the um, the transits right now because that Cancer moon, where right now you have Mercury and Jupiter right on top. So Jupiter, of course, makes everything bigger. And Mercury is, of course, the planet of communication. And at the end of the month, on the 29th, Mercury is going to go retrograde back over your sun, right? It's going to go all the way up to, I think, 26 degrees. And then it is going to slowly turn around and trace back. So you're going to feel that. It'll be a rather intense Mercury retrograde for you. So this is when we say, pay attention to your moon and feed your moon. What does that mean? Well, a Cancer moon, the moon, of course, rules Cancer. And so this is where so your moon A is very strong, but what happens, especially in the 12th house, is that the 12th house, think of it as your blind spot. We don't always know why we're feeling a certain way. It can get confusing. It can feel like it can be the 12th house. I know all about it. I have a stellium in the 12th house. It can be the house of our undoing and our self sabotage. It could be the house of hidden enemies, but it can also be where you're very strong spiritually, your relationship with the occult, the your ability to work with things, institutions, and things of that nature. And you've got Jupiter there, and Jupiter in Cancer is exalted, so it's very, very strong. And what's happening there is going to amplify over the next several weeks. So pay attention to how you feel. If you have a strong intuition about something, I'd be tuned into that. The other thing that I notice about your chart is that you have Mars and the South Node fairly well, 19 and 28. Okay, maybe
Mm,
not that
9
close.
degrees. Yeah.
Yeah. This is closer. Mercury Chiron here. I'm going to go back to just one
Look
your
at how
chart.
the Bright Hawk, notice how, first of all, that for
Boom.
Shaylin, Chiron and Mercury are conjunct and within
Opposite Saturn.
just a degree of her ascendant and opposite Saturn.
Yeah.
The thing is though, Saturn's in the sixth house in day-to-day life and day-to-day living, health. It could also be health. Shaylin, are you living with any unusual um health challenges? If not, it might have more to do with like the way you live your day-to-day life or your job or your work, or how
And
you
is
work in the world.
and sometimes I notice, and I'd love to know your experience, is that Saturn retrograde. Folks that I see with Saturn retrograde, and Hollis has way more experience with this as well, but folks with Saturn retrograde sometimes struggle with their what is my career? What am I supposed to be doing and how am I supposed to be doing it? The other thing I would emphasize is that your Mars Chiron is very close to your ascendant, so very important. Mercury and Chiron at opposite Saturn. This means in
Shaylin's
Aquarius.
having health problems.
Yeah. In Aquarius, our descendant, it's opposite the ascendant. And so these are people that that either challenge you because it's opposite you, right? So Aquarians might be challenging for you, and or you're secretly attracted to them. Like, why do they have things figured out? You know? And with that Saturn retrograde, I'm in the sixth house. I'm not surprised to hear health challenges. It's this is a really strong
Mm-hmm.
opposition.
Yeah, and with
Now,
it
the other
opposite.
conjunction that is very strong and interesting to me is that you have Jupiter and Venus in Virgo, and the second house is all about our wealth and and values and what we value, um, what's important to us. Venus rules the second house, right?
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
looking at that. I'm currently looking at that, and I'm just looking at it for a minute.
Mm,
Shaylin, you're pretty. What year is she born? 1992. Okay. So you're 30 something. Did a parent leave uh um
mm.
an inheritance or anything, or a grandparent leave an inheritance? Just it just makes me think, like, or it could be that you make money from homes, or like selling homes, or doing something with homes. That could be like Airbnbs or something like that, but it could also be an inheritance from like a family, from like a parent or a family member. um just saying. I don't know, I'm just guessing, because see how Pluto is in the fourth house, and it's in a sextile to Venus and Jupiter real big. If it hasn't happened yet, I bet it's going to happen.
And
If
mm,
you get what I'm saying, like, it's a
mm,
Pluto, so Pluto, is a longer
mhm.
planet, it's a longer life planet. And then
The other thing I want to point to in this chart that's jumping out at me at this moment is this finger of God. There's a finger of God pointing at Neptune and Uranus. So your dreams may be different than other people's. And it's really important for you to use your imagination and dreams to see what you want your future to be. And it's in the fifth house, which again relates to family. The thing that you have to be careful about is that this Neptune and Uranus are both retrograde. And so when Neptune is in retrograde, it can be delusional. It can it w- Neptune, think water. Think how hard it is to see or hear in water. There's distortion in the field, right?
She probably
So,
has relationships, like romantic relationships, that she probably is a little bit naive about because it's in the
mm,
fifth house. You see? So
and
what
there's
you're
a
saying is
trine.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How's that field? Are we on track for you?
So she said it hasn't happened yet with the fourth house, Pluto in the fourth house, but I'm pretty convinced something's gonna happen with a person or a house, or she's gonna make money. And I'm betting that what the holdup is the relationships. I'm betting, see how it's in conjunct, and exactly what you're talking about, Bright Hawk, the Yod. So then you got
Mm-hmm.
the Uranus and Neptune there. Her life
Mm-hmm.
path is to first have these relationships that probably hold her back because she's
Mm.
under an illusion about the relationships.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
like
that's
she's
what you
naive
worry
about
about.
them. Like she assumes they're telling the truth, or especially because it's in Capricorn, she assumes that what they say is true. Um, and it's probably led her into some relationships that haven't been exactly. She says yes, we're on track. But I'm just betting that the relationships have been mm, not the greatest. And
So
so
the Mars and Gemini in the 11th house, um, I'm going to say connecting to friends is really important. Networking is really important. Gemini is like the great networker, and Mars, of course, is all about action. It's also, be careful, Gemini's the twins. So, and Mars is the god of war. So I am willing to bet that when you're uncomfortable or you're in a argument with someone, you can flip on a dime about and be accused of being someone else. That's part of being a Gemini. Geminis are great thinkers. And so they're these two close together. Um,
I'm also going to say that you were probably super sensitive, Shay. And I'm wondering if you suffered from a bit of trauma as a child.
mm,
If you have some, or if it wasn't from your childhood, it would be from like the generation that you grew up in, just because
mm,
Saturn's opposite the Chiron there. And so it would
mhm,
be created because of, like, the things that happened to people that were born in 1992, such as 9/11. Um,
mm,
just sort of generational wounds, if you will.
mhm,
But also, I wouldn't be surprised if she also suffered some childhood discomfort.
mm,
hmm
mm.
and she hasn't. She may not always be aware of it, but she's probably becoming aware of it now because it's in the
Right,
12th house there. Was there
right.
something about hospitals or mental health institutions, Shay, or about communities that you were unaware of, like, or communities that are hidden? So that could be LGBTQ, but it could also be a lot of other communities too, like deaf communities, mental health hospitals, mental health communities, hospitals, nursing homes. See how Chiron's in the
A
12th house there?
big change is coming up. Wow.
Mhm.
The south node is so, again, we keep talking about, because again, what we notice in astrology is that themes pop up. Oh, there it is again. Sun in the south node. Oh, there it is again. South node in the sun. Do you see those two things? So, past lives, people from your past, things of that nature.
That's
uh,
probably been going on, yeah, it's probably been going
big
on for what,
time.
like, the last
And
year or
and the
so?
nodes are about to change signs. They've been in Virgo and Pisces for last several years, and next month they're going to be changing signs. They'll be and they move backwards mostly, and so the this intensity that you may be feeling around the nodes is going to be shifting next month, and I'll be curious if you've I'm sure you're going to feel it. It'll be a significant change, but I would definitely pay attention to that feeling of when there's connections from our either our past lives or from our past, or there's a feeling like, okay, I did this and now I'm supposed to go do that. Pay
I'm pretty
attention to
sure
that.
she'll be
You
able to figure out I'm pretty sure she'll be able to figure out what job she's supposed to do when the
Mhm.
North Node moves over, into Aquarius. So in the next 2 years, Shay,
Mm.
you'll be able to work
Mhm.
out exactly what
Mhm.
job
Mhm.
you're supposed to
Mhm.
be doing, exactly
Yeah,
how that Saturn is supposed to be expressed. Mhm.
right. Not surprised. That probably feels like a bit of a fog right now, and
Probably
hopefully
has
it
something to
gets a
do with the
lot clearer.
collective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
And
lot more we could say, Shay, but
sure.
we're just doing little mini readings today. You can
Mm.
always book a reading with Bright Hawk or me. And we're available for readings. We both do readings, and you can book with either one of us at psychicinsights.life. Oops. Psychic Insights, I should cut myself out of the picture. Um, and psychicinsights.life, you can book there. And I think I already mentioned that you could join Mystics Academy, and you guys and anyone can join. You join Mystics Academy this month. Not only do you get, access to learning, to monthly learning with me, and you always get discounts on readings, but for the month of June, you get free reading. So if you join Patreon now as a paid member, you automatically get a free reading. The code is in the membership. So
We might
we
have
have a
time for
lot.
one more.
If you want to. Oh, Hannah's here. Hannah, how's things going for you? How's life going? I hope things are going good for you. I know that you've been going through a lot with empty nest is what I would say. Um, Wait a minute. Hannah,
I know you have their chart, right?
I know I do, but or I thought I did.
Oh, you're so very welcome. I'm glad it's helpful, and hopefully it as things evolve in this, especially these next few months, Shaylin, really do yourself a favor. There's um, a number of different moon calendar apps. I have two different ones on my phone. I don't even one of them I think we pay a tiny amount for, and the other one,
I think it's like two
um,
bucks a year.
yeah, it's just what it's called, the moon calendar, and you can download it on your phone, and it will and put in your information, and it'll keep you clued in on, oh, that's what's going on. That's why I feel like I'm ready to chop somebody's head off, or why I feel so amorous, or why I feel like I gotta go, whatever it is. It really helps, especially if you have a Cancer moon. It's just vital, vital.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what happened to Hannah's chart. I would imagine that I had Hannah's chart, but for some reason I do not.
Oh,
So I'm gonna have to ask Hannah to
looking for
message
another
me.
teaching job next year.
Oh, Hannah. Mm, I'm looking like, did I just plain put Hannah? No. Nope. I have a Hannah, but it's not her.
Okay.
Um, so Uh, that's weird. I thought I had it too, Hannah. That's weird. It sometimes things get deleted. I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm confused by it myself, honestly. Um, but we could just
Just
you
go
could
ahead and
just
put your stuff in if you want us to pop up your
or
chart.
you can put it here.
It doesn't
I
take
just
me
sent you a
very long
message,
anymore.
Hannah. Oh, yeah, it doesn't take very long. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of we have tour we have this week we had there's Lisa
Okay,
Paul.
great. I'll do Lisa.
Okay. She was born at Lionsgate Hospital. I'm just thinking Lionsgate, man. Whew, that happens in well, Lionsgate is usually in Leo season. Whew, whew. Um so
Okay, so
she said
Lisa.
5 a.m. Hannah, I sent
But
you a message. I texted
oh,
you.
is that North Vancouver? Is
I
that
think
what
so.
North
Yeah.
Van is? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so if you haven't had your astrology chart done, it's definitely something you want to do, and you want to check in regularly because a lot of people are not aware, but it constantly changes, like every
Of
pretty much
course.
every week. That's why we have astrology forecasts, right? It's it will help you understand yourself. It will help you understand what's happening to you at any given time. I got it, Hannah. um and it helps you understand not only yourself but even the people in your life and that kind of thing. So here's Hannah's chart. Hannah, what I want to say is, first of all, okay, I just wanted to, oh, I gotta get rid of that banner. um is that you, of course, you're a Leo rising, so you're about to have some big changes. You've already had some big changes with the South Node in Virgo, so more big changes are about to happen. Plus, the North Node's going to move into Aquarius, so I feel like that's going to have something to do with relationships, Hannah. What's going on with your life in regards to relationships? I mean, it could have a lot to do also with. Wait a minute. Mm, are your kids are old enough to have children? Am I right? Hmm. Grandparenting could come up. Let me just say, Hannah. Um, boy, you may not be ready for that, so just you know might need to warm up to that idea. But the North Node is the South Node. I mean, is going to move into Leo. The North Node is going to move into Aquarius. It's going to move over top of Mars and your Moon. Um, that's action. I don't know if you're involved in any of the political, um, like the like activists or activism, any of that kind of thing. If you're involved in that, I wouldn't be surprised if that got stronger, particularly in July, and August, particularly in August. The end of July, the nodes are going to move into Aquarius and Leo. They've been in Pisces and Virgo for a while now, and they're going to move over. which you've just had a nodal return, Hannah. So it might actually feel a little bit more chill, but it's going to shift the energy for you. And then plus you're having a Chiron returns. So this is very much about wisdom and things like that. But your Chiron is forward, so I feel like it's going to be fairly smooth. You'll get the healing that you need. But I can't help but wonder that you have Chiron in the ninth house. Your moon is going to be transited by the north node. Your south node is going to be transiting your 12th house. I feel like grandparenting is very possible.
Hannah says she's grandma to a young cat.
But your kids are adults, am I right? You got empty nest syndrome. Uh, that may not be an empty nest for very long, Hannah. um, okay. Well, Hannah, becoming more involved, that would be, I would not be surprised.
Neat.
So yeah, yeah. So um I would not be surprised at that at all, Hannah. So
Awesome.
yeah. Good luck,
So
Hannah.
we're quickly running out of time, but I wanted to say we'll do Lisa's chart, and Crystal Roberts, feel free to ask a question. um, and we'll wrap up from there.
Thanks, Luna.
Uh,
Crystal, you can just ask whatever question you want. That's about astrology, and if you want a reading, we need your birthday, time, and place.
oh wait. Oh, that's not it. Oh shoot.
I've seen it, Hannah. Yeah, it's just getting worse. Like you guys, it's sort of like the LGBTQ community. Like we already didn't have all of our rights, and now we more don't have our rights. Yeah, it's really awful what's happening to. Um, I don't know if you know Bright Hawk, but what's happening to people with disabilities with the Medicaid changes makes it much worse.
I'm
So
sorry. I'm so sorry. It's
yeah,
terrible.
it's
You should
pretty
not
terrible.
have to. It should not be that way.
Yeah, and Hannah, it's not even like you don't work. Like you work as a teacher. You teach other deaf kids. Am I right? So, and a lot of people with disabilities want to work, but sometimes it's kind of inconsistent, and sometimes they can for a little while, and they can't for other reasons. There's a lot of reasons a person can't work. So, but yeah. So, who are we looking at here? We're looking at Lisa.
Lisa Paul. And so, first thing we
Um,
notice, of course, is that Lisa is in Aquarius in the second house. Well, pretty close Mercury there. Not super tight, but definitely we would still call that conjunct. Uh, Close enough that I would say it's conjunct. And then this is interesting. The first thing we notice is these really strong green lines, which mean that's called an inconjunct. We call that fated energy that points to Mars and Jupiter. And both of them are retrograde at the top of the chart, as is Saturn with the North Node. So, whew, lot of powerful energy at the top of the house, top of the chart.
yeah,
Uh,
pointing down to that sun there, and
mhm.
Mercury down in the second house of money. But look at Cancer is in that Cancer moon is intercepted. Like see
Yeah.
how Cancer, see how the seventh house begins with Gemini and ends with Leo. That makes Cancer intercepted. That when a sign is intercepted, so Capricorn is intercepted in the first house. When something is intercepted, it means that we tend not to notice it or feel it. We it tends to be in our background. It's there, but we may not notice it or feel it, and Lisa, that has a lot to do with your emotions. Are you kind of moody sometimes, Lisa? Well, you look
Again,
good.
another Cancer moon. So I'm going to say the same thing I said to our other friend. Get yourself a moon app. You'll understand how the tides are changing literally with the moon. You're ruled by the moon. And so this can be very emotional. And seventh house is all about relationships. And so, you know, last thing anyone wants to hear is being accused of being moody and what have you. But I wouldn't be surprised if in relationship that could be a challenge. The moon represents our emotions, and
But
you
she
have a
fully knows
strong
it. She's like, yes.
yes. Okay, good. Okay, we're on track then.
Mhm.
The other thing that really jumps out, just pops right off the chart to me, is that you're a Sagittarius rising, and that Sag has Neptune on the ascendant. So your ascendant is at 20 degrees, your Neptune is at 21. That's as tight as can be, which means your dreams and visions are really important. I bet you can imagine things and make it happen because your Mars and Jupiter are strong in the top of the chart. Now, the thing I remember learning about Mars retrograde is that you must be careful when you act, because if you in a normal situation when a Mars retrograde is happening, you have to be very careful about being aggressive because a Mars retrograde has a boomerang effect. So if you come at someone or something, or someone comes at you and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna," Mars is how we fight. Mars is the god of war. But retrograde means you have to be really careful because your arrow is not straight. It zips around. And so if you're um, if you're aggressive in a way that's not productive for you, you probably suffer. And unfortunately, because it's right at the top of your chart, it's very public. It gets seen. So I would be careful there. But I love this Sag Neptune, which speaks, and of course, Sagittarius philosophy is really a part of, and Sag is ruled by Jupiter. So philosophy, spirituality, models and ways of looking at the world. Um, so with Neptune, about dreams and imagination, that's really, really important for you. And you have it direct, which um, is really helpful because when it's retrograde, it can be very delusional. You can want to see things that are not there, and then later be really disappointed that things didn't work out because you didn't interpret it correctly the first time. But with Neptune right there on your ascendant with Sag, it's like, see it, dream it, figure out what you have to do to make it happen, and go for it.
Well,
Saturn
she's saying,
retrograde and go
yeah,
ahead.
she's saying that she just said, I want to fire him. I was thinking, but I'm looking at this and I have to ask because see how she has Neptune on the ascendant in the first house. So that makes her a visionary. And she's
Mm-hmm.
got that yod pointing from Virgo, but it's Mars and Jupiter. And then the Cancer, the moon in Cancer, and it's pointing to Aquarius and Mercury, the sun mostly into Aquarius, and that speaks to the collective. Lisa, are you part of some sort of movement for money for the collective,
Mm.
particularly about the land? Um, I mean,
Mm.
even like something about like maybe indigenous people or I wouldn't be surprised if you were involved in something like that. Um I mean, are you into some sort of activism? I mean, you have the sun in Aquarius with Mercury, so you at least speak out loud. You at least speak your mind. but it's
She said
pulling from
yes.
those two places. Okay, so because I just can't help, I just can't ignore that. And what I'm going to say is, I think it's pretty important. I think it has to do with the collective, because it's pointing to the sun there and Mercury in Aquarius. You're about to win this year. In the next 2 years, you're going to see everything that you've been fighting for in that activism. It's about to come true. You have a Chiron return. Your Chiron is direct, and that's involved with the moon. See how, go back to the one chart though, Bright Hawk, real quick, because you know Chiron is returning. See how it's in a minor trine? And
I
see how
was just gonna.
Cancer's in
Yes,
it?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And see, Virgo always has to do with the land. And so with Mars and Jupiter together, there's a fight, a conflict happening that she has had to stand up for,
Mm, mm,
Aquarius,
mm,
stand up and be in with her North Node in Leo, that makes her a leader. She's a
mhm.
visionary with that Sagittarius that also has to do with the land, traveling, and it's in the eighth house. So that's other people's money, but it's pointing to the second house of money for, and it's Aquarius, so it's for the collective. And then the fact that we're about to have Taurus return, the North Node move into Aquarius, the South Node move into Leo. What's
That's
about
the
to
nodal
happen for
return right
her
there. Woo.
this year it's going to happen for you, Lisa. Whatever you've been fighting for, I feel like
Mm,
there's something you've been fighting for, it's about to come true for you. So
mm,
I
mm.
feel like it's pretty big. I feel like it has something to do with the collective. Yeah, it's got something to do with the collective. I'm pretty sure she's fighting for something.
That's great.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
great.
ignore it
It's
anymore. It's so obvious. I can see it in the chart. It's
yeah.
like jumping out at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, so
And
sorry.
that's how you work with when you have these retrogrades and you then see it's in relationship as a minor trine with the moon and Chiron. This is so uh it's powerful. You want to work these relationships. Very powerful. That's where the healing is.
And she couldn't have
Excellent.
avoided that fight if she wanted to. Like
Right.
it was part, it's
Not with
part
a
of the
nodal
odds,
return.
right?
It's
Mhm.
not with a nodal return. That's just,
Mm-mm.
it's meant to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's why your soul is here, Lisa. But you
Right.
already kind of knew that, right? I'm not telling you anything you
Right.
didn't know, right? You already kind of knew that. So,
Neat.
okay.
Wow. Well, that was fun. I love doing this. I'm so glad you all felt comfortable sharing your charts with us and
Let me
um,
quickly
sharing
answer
your
Luna
evening.
B's question. Just want to
Oh,
answer
sure.
Luna. We do readings every Monday night. So Central Standard Time, that would be 7 p.m. We go live, most Monday nights. If we change it, we'll let you know. We try to announce it. This week I announced it a little bit late, but I announced it earlier today. And but usually we go Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so that is 7 p.m. Central
S-
time. Okay,
Yeah.
so and
Mhm.
it's right here on this channel. It looks like you're on YouTube. And Hannah and Sammy, Hannah, you need to go over to YouTube and message Sammy so you guys can go for a hike together. I'm just saying. So obvious. You guys need to. Okay. Hannah's on
Yeah,
Facebook and Sammy's on YouTube. So,
that's
um,
great. That's
yeah, but
great.
it's YouTube. We're live on YouTube. Make sure that you check out this week's forecast. We got a lot going on. Make sure you
A
take
lot
time
going on,
to
a lot
look
coming
at
up.
this week's forecast. And watch out for the yeah, we have tons coming up. We have lots of different just a lot of transits, I'd say, happening this week. So don't miss out on this week's preparation. We're preparing for Mercury retrograde. So I go into the details of that. If you take a look, I'm putting the link in the A Rose Paul said that. Look, Hannah. Somebody has your same
Same
birthday.
birthday.
Nice. Okay. There's the link to okay. I hope you catch us too next week, Luna. There's the
Yeah.
link to this week's broadcast. Please make sure you take time to listen. Huh, I don't know why I got an error on a whole bunch of
Hmm.
pages. It looks like the only person that it showed up on was on YouTube. It didn't show up
Oh,
on
weird.
Facebook, but
Hmm.
maybe it'll show up this time. But make sure you take time to go to our to go to our YouTube and check out our pages, check out our broadcasts. And Luna said I see two posts here. I don't know why. I don't
Hmm.
know. It's Mercury retrograde though. Let me just say
Shadow.
Mercury retrograde is warming up and I don't have any problems avoid I constantly uh yeah. As far if you want to find my YouTube, go to at divine androgen spirituality like that. I don't know. I don't know why it's acting funny. But yeah, so if you go to YouTube at Divine Androgen Spirituality, you'll find me. You'll find us live. You'll also probably find Sammy. Um, so I hope all of you had a great time at today's live, and I hope you catch. I might be live again um, this weekend, maybe Saturday night. There's Hannah on YouTube. Sammy, she's hunting you down.
That's great.
All right, everyone.
Well, I hope you all have a great week. It's been fun spending this time with you. And of course, we're happy to, look at your chart next week with any questions you might have. Next Monday will be a full moon in Capricorn. Happy birthday to all the Cancers. Happy summer. We just had summer solstice yesterday. And of course, next Monday also will be the big headline. Mercury will be going retrograde, and we will also be seeing some major shifts and changes with the nodes changing. And we're here to help you understand, what does this mean to me? Because that's what's really important. It's you.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Rainbow Soul Astrology, where we try to be a bridge between you and the stars. Have a great
Good
week,
night.
everybody. Thanks so much for spending time with us this week. We hope you're feeling more connected to the cosmic energies in your life and what works for you. We send you lots of love on your journey. If you enjoyed today's show, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps reach more people who could use some cosmic guidance. Hey, and don't forget to share this episode with anyone who might need or want to hear it. And we love hearing from you, so drop us a comment and let us know what resonated most for you, or if you'd like to hear something new next week. Your questions and feedback make us better. Want to join us live? Subscribe! Catch us on Facebook and YouTube. And that's where you can ask real-time questions and be part of the Rainbow Soul Astrology community while it happens. Until next week, trust your intuition, follow your inner wisdom, and remember, the stars are always supporting your journey. Thanks for listening to Rainbow Soul Astrology, where we try to be a bridge between you and the stars.